Ladies and gentlemen, the end of the 2026 NFL season is upon us as we head to San Francisco for Super Bowl 60. Let's break down the numbers, stats, players, and more for this absolute showdown of a rematch in the Bay Area. Now, crazy enough, this is only the 10th Super Bowl rematch in NFL history. But in rematches, the team that won the first meeting is 6-3 in the second game, in the rematch. Heading into this Sunday, that's historical context that you definitely cannot ignore, as well as a stat giving the Patriots a potentially important nod as they defeated the Seahawks in the first matchup 28-24 in Super Bowl 49 in 2015. Statistically, the Patriots' run this season has been very, very historic. They went from 4 wins last season to 14 in the regular season this season, and a Super Bowl win would make it the greatest single-season turnaround in NFL history, something no team has ever done before. If they win, that would also obviously give New England a record 7th Super Bowl title, making them the team with the most ever, of course, tied with Tom Brady. Patriots quarterback Drake Maye has been absolutely elite this year in his sophomore season. He led the league in passer rating at a 113.5, as well as completion percentage at 72.0%, and yards per attempt at 8.9 this season. If the Patriots win, Drake Maye would be the youngest quarterback ever to win a Super Bowl at just 23 years old, and he's only the second youngest to ever play in a Super Bowl, start in a Super Bowl, behind Dan Marino, just 35 days younger than Marino was when he played in the Super Bowl and lost to the Niners. Now, I know I've been talking about the Patriots a lot so far, but the Seahawks offense has been prolific this season as well. Star quarterback Sam Darnold is completing 67.7% of his passes for 4,048 yards and 25 touchdowns this season. But the real focal point of the Seahawks offense, Offensive Player of the Year Jaxon Smith-Njigba. He led the entire NFL with 1,793 receiving yards on 119 catches and 10 touchdowns. He also added 153 yards and a score in the NFC Championship against the Rams. Of course, all of these amazing statistics and yards and touchdowns won him the Offensive Player of the Year. However, historically, Offensive Player of the Year winners are just 2-6 in Super Bowls in the same season they won the award. So even though he won Offensive Player of the Year and he's probably the best wide receiver in the NFL, in my opinion, it may not pan out for him as people think it will in the Super Bowl. Now, looking at offensive efficiency across the league, both of these teams rank among the elite. Obviously, both of their coaches were Coach of the Year candidates, both Mike Vrabel and Mike McDonald, respectfully. The Patriots are second in the NFL in points scored per game at 28.8, as well as averaging 250.5 passing yards per game and 128.9 rushing yards per game, whereas the Seahawks are third in the NFL in points scored per game at 28.4, and they average 228.1 passing yards per game and 123.3 rushing yards per game. So these numbers just show both offenses are top tier in both the run game and the pass game. So I don't know if it's going to be an offensive powerhouse this Sunday, considering how incredible both of these defenses are and have been all of the playoffs, especially the Patriots. But yeah, I think I would not be surprised if both of these offenses are pretty dormant this coming Sunday in San Francisco. Seattle finished the regular season with the #1 scoring defense in the NFL, allowing just 17.2 points per game. Teams that lead the league in scoring defenses and make the Super Bowl have historically gone 14-4 in the big game. So that's definitely, like I said for the Patriots earlier, that's a stat that definitely gives Seattle a very important and impactful nod for Super Bowl 60. Meanwhile, the Patriots have relied on tough postseason defenses as well, as they've scored only 54 total points through 3 playoff games, which is the fewest ever by a team playing 3 games to reach the Super Bowl, easily disproving their strength of schedule narrative as they've played the Broncos, the Chargers, and the Texans, which I would say the Broncos and Texans are both top 5, maybe top 3 defenses in the NFL. I would put the Broncos, Texans, and Seahawks all in that top 3 conversation for sure. So I think the Patriots have really disproven that strength of schedule narrative, even if their offense hasn't played great in those games. Now, just some fun Super Bowl trends built on jersey history. The Patriots are 5-0 this season, wearing their all-white uniforms that they will be repping in Super Bowl 60. Teams wearing white jerseys in the Super Bowl are 16-5 in the last 21 years. The Seahawks are 0-2 in the Super Bowl wearing their Navy jerseys that they'll be wearing this year, with their one Super Bowl win against the Broncos coming when they donned their white jerseys. So, jersey-wise, it's looking like a Patriots victory, and there's other stats that say the Patriots are going to win, but hey, those are just numbers, so anything could happen. Now, finally, with everything in mind, stats, history, efficiency, and even uniforms, I got the New England Patriots taking home the Lombardi Trophy 20-16 over the Seattle Seahawks in Super Bowl 60. And my Super Bowl MVP, Drake Maye, because I think that he will successfully navigate a very, very, very tough Seahawks defense with both his arms and legs, as he's been doing all of the playoffs this year, making him the most valuable player on the field for both the Patriots and for both teams. He's just going to be the most valuable player overall. Make sure to drop your predictions for the game in the comments below. I would love to hear them. I'd love to hear what you guys think is going to happen for the big game. Kickoff is at 6:30 EST on Sunday, February 8th for this rematch for the Lombardi Trophy. I can promise each and every one of you, you are not going to miss this one. So, we'll see what happens. But of course, go Pats.